morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to KOW TV. Now, in Somaliland, the president promises sweeping reforms after a national road safety conference, while in Luanda, Angola, Europe and Africa reaffirm cooperation at the 2025 European African Union Summit. Addis Ababa witnessed new diplomatic momentum as Ethiopia and Singapore deepen ties. These are the top stories in our lineup today. My name is Maurice Mbugo and this is Africa Focus. We begin in Somaliland, where the government has pledged to immediately act on all recommendations from a recently concluded national conference on road traffic accidents, calling the rising number of crashes a national crisis, threatening the lives, the economy, and the future of the youth. The announcement now came from the President Abdirahman Mohamed Abdullahi Iro at the opening of the high-level event convened by the Ministry of Transport and Road Development. Officials said the conference brought together traffic police, road safety experts, civil society actors, emergency responders, insurance firms, and members of the private sector, working with international partners to build a comprehensive plan to reduce road deaths and injuries. President Iro described the effort as a solemn national duty and vowed that the decisions would be swiftly transformed into an actionable national road safety plan. Now, in the same address, the president issued a humanitarian appeal for regions hit by an ongoing drought that is threatening livelihoods, food security, and well-being. Somaliland has already allocated $1 million as initial relief funding, and the government appealed to international agencies, local businesses, civil society, and diaspora community to respond urgently. Now, the twin commitments, road safety and drought relief, underscore the magnitude of challenges facing Somaliland today. On one hand, infrastructure growth and increasing vehicle numbers have created a dangerous road environment. On the other, climate-induced stress is undermining rural livelihoods. The government's dual focus offers a rare glimpse of long-term systematic thinking, tackling both man-made and environmental crises. In Angola's capital, Luanda, leaders from the European Union and the African Union closed a landmark summit aimed at boosting ties for the 21st century. The 7th summit, held over 2 days, marked 25 years of partnership and took place under the theme of promoting peace and prosperity through effective cooperation. At its heart was the reaffirmation of the Global Gateway Africa-Europe Investment Package, a £150 billion plan meant to accelerate green and digital transitions, boost sustainable growth, create jobs, and modernize infrastructure across the continent. Summit declarations emphasize the urgency of deepening economic integration and industrializing Africa, with special focus on improving value chains, promoting renewable energy and clean technology investments, and boosting regional connectivity. The EU committed to support Africa's bid for a fair share of global development and to back projects that create real jobs and sustainable economic opportunities. Now, both sides also pledged to tackle irregular migration in a coordinated way, aiming to create legal pathways for mobility while addressing root causes like inequality and lack of opportunity. Now, the summit underscored that migration should be managed through development, not securitization. Now, for many African analysts and stakeholders, this summit represents a turning point, a renewed handshake between Africa and Europe, not as donor and recipient, but as partner of equals, committed to building a future of stability, prosperity, and shared benefits. Moving on to East Africa. In Addis Ababa, diplomatic relations between Ethiopia and Singapore entered a new phase after a bilateral visit concluded with significant commitment. The two countries announced that Singapore will open its first embassy in Ethiopia's capital, a signal of deepening engagement between East Africa and Southeast Asia. During talks with Ethiopia's Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, Singaporean Prime Minister Lawrence Wong described the partnership as one of equals. He pledged that Singapore would support Ethiopia's ambitions in logistics, manufacturing, digital connectivity, green energy, and human capacity development, offering access to Singapore's expertise in governance, urban planning, and sustainable growth. Now, to formalize cooperation, the two governments signed a memoranda on skills development, carbon credit collaboration, and trade facilitation. Now, Singapore also unveiled a saplings technical assistance package meant to help African officials benefit from study visits, training, and educational opportunities in Singapore, a move viewed as investment in human capital with long-term impact. Leaders said the timing was strategic, with Ethiopia slated to host the 2027 UN Climate Change Conference COP32. The partnership could help position the country as a regional hub for sustainable development and climate diplomacy. For Africa, the relationship underscores growing interest among Asian nations to engage with the African market, not just as suppliers of raw material, but as partners in growth and innovation. Now, that report brings us to the end of our daily bulletin. More updates on the next broadcast from Nairobi, Kenya. My name is Maurice Mbugwa, and thank you for joining us.